Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your main man, Calion here one more time with another few episodes of Social Dynamics 101. On today's episode, confidence, real and fake. When is it appropriate to use each one? Are you confident? I mean, honestly, deep down confident? Or are you just pretending like the great pretender? Are you comfortable in your own skin? Can you say that I don't have to prove anything because I know how good I am? Or are you putting on a mask because, well, if anyone really knew what you honestly thought about yourself, they may run away screaming. I want you to be really confident. I mean, honestly confident. Sometimes faking it is absolutely necessary. The issue is that many don't know when to stop faking it, and eventually the mask comes off, normally when you least expect it, and then you have to ask yourself if she really likes what she sees. Now, fake confidence comes in when you're not sure what to do, or you're suffering from some sort of approach anxiety. Maybe you're in a place that you've never been before, doing something you've never done before, a brand new environment, with girls that you are completely new to. Relationships are outside of the comfort zone for most of us. And in any situation where you're expected to perform well, you're going to be a little bit nervous about the outcome, especially when it has to do with women. Everyone gets nervous sometimes, even me. Don't get yourself into a fuss about it. If you're in one of these nerve-wracking situations and are prone to be, here are 5 ways to fool yourself and others into thinking that you are the confidence king. 1, take an acting class. Seriously, I talk about this all the time, but honestly, when I first started acting, my confidence wasn't there. Not really. Nothing makes you confident in yourself like standing in front of thousands or hundreds of people a night, multiple nights a week, 2 or 3 times a night, and performing. And maybe making an ass of yourself. Put yourself in this environment and you've got improv classes, all of these different situations to surround yourself with people who probably have the same sort of confidence situation that you do. Once you learn how to use these tricks and how to perform, how to act, you can put those tricks on in any environment that you go into. Number 2, keep track of your coolest moments in a box. Ever see the show New Girl? There's a character on the name Schmidt, and he has what's called a douchebag jar. Same thing, you're just not a douchebag, it's cool stuff. Those times when you did a damn fine job, instead of forgetting those moments or trying to save them in your mental Rolodex, write them on a piece of paper and stick them in a jar. And pull a few of them out from time to time, maybe while you're showering, maybe you're suffering from asshole horizontology. Or just when you need to remember how dope you are. As a friend of mine says all the time, dope as Seriously, sometimes you need to remember the cool things that you've done in life, that time that you actually did get the girl, that time that you knocked the ball out of the park, that time that you landed that sale. Sometimes putting those things in your brain doesn't really help. So if you write them down, you pull it out, maybe stick them on your windowsill or stick them on not your windowsill, but stick them on your mirror in your bathroom, yeah? So when you get up, you can see that and you can remember, oh yeah. Act like you know what you're doing. Seriously, this saves so much time and energy. I mean, it's easy enough to just walk around and act like you own the place. Works for me. Like the time I went backstage at Phantom of the Opera, right? So once you start acting, you learn like how things work backstage. And so I went to go see Phantom of the Opera and I had on all black and I knew I was gonna walk backstage. And I just pretended like I was one of the crew. And anytime anybody came up to me, I just said something stagey. Nobody said a word to me. I was rummaging through people's stuff. I actually took one of the masks home with me, but shh, don't tell anybody. You're probably not giving yourself enough credit, as you should be. What you're going to find out is you know a lot more and are a lot more capable than you think you are. 4, imitation is the highest form of flattery. Look, there are people who swim in confidence like they eat it for supper. Even if you don't naturally have that swagger, a little studying goes a long way. Take the traits that impress you so much about them and try to adopt some of them onto yourself until it rings true. This can be anything from copying the way someone says something, copying someone's walk, like Jeff Goldblum's walk in Independence Day. He's walking away from the plane that's crashed and he's just swaggering on. He had the coolest walk, and I used to walk like him all the time until I realized it doesn't really work because I'm a lot shorter than he is and my limbs aren't as long, so it just looks ridiculous on me. Or like Dwayne Johnson, right? When he was The Rock, I mean, he's still The Rock, but when he was wrestling with WWE, yeah? He would come on stage and he would snatch off his glasses and it was just the coolest thing. And so I adopted that and I would like walk into a building and I would stand there for a second and I would take off my glasses real slow until I realized that I looked like an idiot. Like I looked like a moron doing that. But at the time, hey, I thought I was cool. I eventually gave up these things. But there are still aspects of my personality and yours that we get from other people subconsciously. Even hand movements. Seeing someone else be awesome tends to rub off on you. Seriously. So watch amazing people be amazing. Just don't be creepy while you're watching them. 5. Ask questions. This is always good in social situations because people love to talk about themselves. It keeps you from having to keep the conversation going. If all you do is simply ask questions about them, ask her good questions. Seriously, there are a ton of great questions that you can ask a woman about herself that will keep her talking. And as long as she's talking, you don't have to open your mouth and remove all doubt about how cool you may or may not be. As an honorable mention, try to look people in the eye. And if you can't look people in the eye, find a spot like in the middle of their forehead or like on the bridge of their nose or something like that. That way it looks like you're making eye contact, even though you're not. Nothing says confidence like staring people in the eye. Not like staring them down with like a 50-yard stare. Fierce gaze, but just nice eye contact. Words of warning. It only works for so long. If your words don't match your body language and the energy that you're putting off, women will pick up on that. So if you're going to fake confidence, you're going to have to act and be really good at it. Your external performance has to match your internal performance. You should only fake it when absolutely necessary, and preferably not around people who know you, because they will throw salt in your game in a minute, honey. And maybe only do it on the first, second, maybe the third engagement with someone. After you spend time with a person, the real you is going to come out, normally at the worst possible time, and nobody wants that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, concerns, questions. Let us know. We care about what you think, mostly.